Crouches reached out to us one day and was like, hey, we got this truck coming up for sale and it'll be done here soon. And we're like, sure, why not? And the original plan was to give it to Shane and send Shane's truck to Louisville. And then Shane just turned it down because his truck's still new. It's only got like 12,000 miles on it. But his biggest reason for turning it down was, I swear to you, I'm not lying. He didn't want to have to put new scratches in a new truck again. He didn't want to have to go through that again. So I took it. We're going to send the People's Champ to Louisville. So it's got to get some work done to it, get some hydraulic work taken care of on it, and then it is going up to Louisville. So for a driver up there. Then I got to go up there and spend a couple weeks training them. So yeehaw. Anyway, here's the new one. We don't know what we're going to call it yet. It's 2023 Peterbilt 389, 25-ton Miller. So just another tow truck that we're going to do a lot of non-towing stuff with. So, but it's nice. I like it. Black leather interior. She's pretty. A little bit dirty inside right now. We'll still climb up here. Take a gander. It's a 5 1/4 Cummins X15 with an 18-speed Eaton. It's got Peterbilt's fancy digital dash. I'm not overly fond of it. It's growing on me, but I'm not overly fond of it still.
I think it's sick.
It is. I think it's cool. But I like gauges. I'm a little bit, I might be young, but I'm a little bit old school. I like having all my gauges. But what does crack me up is I have every gauge in this truck 3 times.
Do you really?
Yeah, so I have them all right here on the dash. Every one of these gauges right here, except for suspension load and there's another one. Suspension load, yeah, no, just suspension load. Every one of those except for suspension load is on the dash. And then I can hit gauges here and see them all again. So,
wow.
I don't know how many you need. But it's a Peterbilt, so as you can tell, we're a little bit close in here. One thing that I do absolutely love is the new Wayland system that Miller's putting in all their trucks. One of my biggest complaints about the old system is that to run the directional arrow on the back of the light bar, you had to hit controls and then you had to go back to the first box and flip a toggle switch. That's why if you watch some of our older videos, you'll see that like our directional's on and we're in a parking lot. It's because you have to hit controls to work your remote and the free spool switches and stuff at the back of the truck. But we were probably on the side of the road, had our directional on to try and help traffic move over, and then you just always forget to turn off the toggle switch. So every time you pushed controls, your directional would come on. So I now have control over that right up here on my switches. So I can left arrow, and it actually tells me what it's doing here, center out, and then right arrow. So I actually do like that. And they've put this whole system at the back of the truck. So if I'm on a wreck scene, something like that, and say I have all of my strobe lights on, and maybe it's like really dark outside, I don't want to be blinding traffic too much, I can control individually what switch, what light I have on at the back of the truck. I don't have to climb back up in the truck and do it. If it wasn't automatic, I'd be able to activate the PTO from back there, but I can't kill the PTO from back there. Aside from that, that's pretty much it. The only difference in here, aside from Shane's truck, is black leather. So black leather seats. Big fan of those.
It's pretty.
I miss my Kenworth seats though. My Kenworth seats were top notch. These are comfortable, but my Kenworth seats, heated. They had a retarder on the shock so that it doesn't throw you through the roof when you hit a bump. So I don't quite ride like a Peterbilt driver yet. So I haven't fully engulfed myself in being, a Peterbilt driver. Getting the shift flow adapter, leaning back with the tall shifter. I haven't quite
You're gonna get there though.
Embraced the Peterbilt lifestyle yet, but we're getting there. So let's go check out the features, the new cool features outside. Huh. Didn't even know that locked.
Say, I hope not.
Nothing fancy in here. I just put my sub in there.
Oh, so it did fit?
Yeah, it fits right there. I don't like it. I'm getting something different. Me and Stan were talking yesterday about building the box for underneath the sleeper.
How much you want for that box?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Give me a price. I'll buy it for me. I need a new one.
But we were talking about building a box for a 10-inch kicker L7Q series underneath the sleeper. I measured it out yesterday. There's plenty of room.
It's gonna be nice.
So, first off, this is probably the best thing I've ever acquired. It's just a little adjustable rack. It was super handy. Hang my hard hat, my cleaning rags, my bag for my dirty cleaning rags, and then I put my pants are up here, my rain pants. Spare hard hat for the people when they come out on scene. I just leave my raincoat laying in here. My muck boots, my K12 saw. When they said they had this truck available and we said we were going to buy it, I was like, can I add some specs to it? Because I want to order some stuff that we don't normally get. So I ordered a lot of extra forks, like the F550 and Super Duper axle forks right here. We've never had these before, and we have a bunch of F550s and Ram 5500s. So those forks will be super handy for when we break down. It's bad when you got to order forks just for when you break down. And then of course it's got the fifth wheel plate like everything else does. SteerTech axles. This one came with Gillick bus pins and MCI pins. We've recently picked up a contract where we'll probably tow some of those city buses, so I wanted to make sure we get some pins for them. This is a bus bars. Of course, People's Champ and every heavy wrecker we have does have bus bars with it. This one, they put the storage rack in it. So the big difference between like this truck and the way it was built versus the People's Champ and the way it was built was this truck was built by Miller at the Miller factory. The People's Champ was built by Purpose Wrecker in St. Louis, and they ordered a body and put it on a truck. So it was very plain Jane when we got it. We had to do a bunch of stuff to it. That's why the bus bars weren't on mounts. They were just ratchet strapped into a box and stuff like that. I ordered it with an extra chain rack, so I had a place to put all my endless loop straps versus the hooks. I can show you in the Shane's, but we Shane's truck, the People's Champ, we took old shelf brackets and bent them to hang all of our straps on. So I told him, I was like, I want an extra chain rack so I can hang all my endless loop straps. And they had the ladder mounted up there on the side of the body, and I'd never be able to get up there to get it. So I took it down, remounted it inside this door. That way I can get to it easily. Came with a few extra snatch blocks, so ordered it with 4 versus they normally come with 2. And then this is just my extra strap kit. These are our big flat straps. I made sure to order those big 2-ply straps with the cover built into the strap. Now we still carry strap protectors, and we'll still use them even on these bigger straps that come with protectors. I actually ordered shackle hangers with this one, so we don't have to do the same thing. We use shelf brackets and 1/4-inch thick brackets and made shackle hangers. So I ordered this truck with them. Now, one thing you'll notice between Shane's and mine is this one is a longer wheelbase. This is why we're talking about bigger Peter versus smaller Peterbilt. So mine does have a little bit longer of a wheelbase. It is, I don't know what it is. I want to say it's around 330. Don't hold me to that. I don't know. I haven't measured it yet. But it's definitely longer, and you can definitely tell the way it drives and rides. So, of course, I have my 50-foot that came unhooked. My 50-foot of strap here, or extra cord to run to a trailer. Lawnmower belt that I need to get replaced. My tow light. And I moved all my shackle hangers over here. So the way we like to set up our trucks, as always, is recovery equipment's on this side, towing equipment's on that side. Other than the tow light, I wanted them to put it over there, but they didn't do it. They probably just overlooked it or whatever. So that's where the tow light's hung in pretty much every truck when you order one. So aside from that, everything towing related is on the other side of the truck, and everything except for chains. I wanted the chains over here and the bus bars over there, but this truck was pre-built when they called us and said it was already ordered, so we didn't get to spec it from ground up, but they were still able to add a bunch of equipment for me, which I'm super appreciative of. And then of course I keep one set of wood blocks right here just for quick access. I have all my full controls. This is a completely lit Backboard. Yeah. Power's
Oh,
off.
there's the thing you're talking about.
Yeah, so there's the same control panel back here at the back. So I
Come
can
on,
control.
focus. There we go.
I can control everything that that front panel can do all the way from back here, which is super handy. Of course, then just like pretty much any 25-ton wrecker, you're going to have 2-speed winches, air-free spools, and then a throttle control, so you can speed the throttle up. So anytime you see us reaching up in here and you hear a little switch click, that's what we're doing. Probably free spools or something like that. So, and then this is pretty much the same as every other truck. She's so filthy. She's so dirty. I was out at the shop all day yesterday. Got all dusty. So stubby forks in here, or Lego hands, what we like to call them, because they look like Lego hands. U-bolt cups back here. So if you want to keep, you'll see us reach in here like half a mile. Looks like we're reaching into nowhere. There's a little shelf over here off to the side. Perfect for holding your axle straps. Now we ain't got to go search for them. So, of course, then we added air hose reels. This one works my trailer brakes. And then I have a constant air over here that I plumb to the truck to release the truck and trailer brakes. And then that one actually applies the trailer brakes when I use them. So these are, like I said, it's 25-ton capacity, so fully retracted it can lift 50,000 pounds. Fully extended is rated for 16, it's either 14 or 16,000. We try not to fully extend them though, because most of the time we're probably going to be exceeding that 14 to 16,000. And it's a small boom. It's not a big rotator boom or 50-ton boom or anything like that. So to avoid bending the boom, we always try to keep it in as close to us as we can. 250 feet of 5/8 wire rope on each drum. That's rated at 11,600 pounds, I think, in a single line. So I haven't done any recoveries with it yet, so I don't have my snatch blocks put on my lines back here. But most of the time you'll see us where, well, Shane's is singled out too, but most of the time we'll leave our blocks on there, because pretty much everything we do, we keep our snatch blocks on our lines, just to make sure we're well within our working load. Coming over this box, we have your basic controls, your outriggers down there, your winches, and you can do boom up and boom out. Still wish Miller would start factory implementing underlift controls over here, just for when you're on. They do give you a remote, which the new one, not a fan of. Miller, I know you're not going to watch this video, but if you do, what the heck, man?
What the heck?
What the heck? I mean, they went from a rechargeable magnetic winch remote to a non-rechargeable, non-magnetic, and there's no warning in the truck to tell me that. I guess this is my problem, not paying attention, but there's no warning in the truck to tell you don't have your remote. So that kind of sucks. Probably going to lose a lot of remotes. I'm not going to, because I'm not paying for them. But people are going to lose a lot of remotes because they don't have that little light that only works half the time. Anyway, I'll get used to it. So then I decided to put my oil dry trash bags, stuff like that, for cleaning up wrecks. An extra gallon of water, you know what I always take?
Yep.
Yeah, extra gallon of water. I need to get an extra gallon of oil in here too. I just haven't done it yet. This is a spill kit bag. We got a major spill. These are extra airlines and stuff that I use to plumb my air hose reels. I don't have the one done up all the way yet, so that's why those are Shane's stuff, so I stole it from him. He might get it back. Then I put all my toe pins up here. They used to be in D4 at the bottom. I never really liked it because they'd always get wedged and stuff down there, so I decided to move them up here. I had a big open space after I got everything transferred over, so I was like, well, that's a great place to put the toe pins. They're here, they're visible, you can see them. I might paint them one day because they're kind of ugly. And then this truck came with a air hose kits and hangers, which was awfully nice. And a trailer pick tillage. I'm excited about this because we tow a lot of pup trailers for UPS, XPO, all those guys, and breaking out a 50-foot cord, or sometimes we take them hours and hours away, so putting your wireless light on, and sometimes it won't stay charged after 6 months or so. So I'm really excited to have that nice little short cord. Can of MAP gas, driveline, stuff like that, axle cover, various parts cleaner, brake cleaner, and gas for my saw. And then this is just a spare bolt box, extra driveline bolts, some cutting blades, sawzall blades, stuff like that. Various things that you don't really need. Hopefully you don't ever need them. And then some
They're good to have.
They're good to have. Shut the doors back up. Alright, coming to this door, this is where I used to have all of my tools laid out in the People's Champ. Now, I have my charging station for all my impact batteries and my sawzall batteries and stuff, as well as my power tools are here, and then just spare tool kits, extra pins, stuff like that. My Tiger tools down there. These are one thing that I really have been pushing for, is to get these risers. We sling a lot of trucks from accidents. I got ripped out front axles and stuff like that. Those are going to be really handy for slinging trucks, and we sling pretty much every trailer we tow now anyway too. So those will be real nice and handy. We won't have to put our end caps on. Oh, it's getting dirty. And then,
No.
can you explain to me why one door is locked? Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. One thing about getting a new truck is there's always quirks. You know, they pump these trucks out. A 5130 for Miller Industries is their #1 selling heavy-duty tow truck. They pump them out as fast as they possibly can. That being said, things get overlooked sometimes. So there's always minor little things that we got to do. A lot of times, like the strikers, you got to come in and tighten the bolts up in the strikers and stuff like that. Just little things that you know, you just got to pay attention to when you get a new truck. They're never perfect. It don't matter the manufacturer you order a truck from. It's not going to come in perfect. There's always things you got to do to it. So they put a nice big inverter in here. They had the cord for the inverter ran out the back and all the way to the back door. Some people probably like that. A lot of people, more than me, probably do. But they had it ran all the way back here by the controls. So I didn't want it all the way back here because this door is often open in the rain. Working a wreck, working a rollover in the bad weather. So I didn't want all my chargers and stuff to have to be back here. So we pulled the cord out and re-ran it up here and just ran it through so it comes out right here. And it's set in there very loosely to where if, say we have to run like a power drill or a plug-in sawzall or something like that, I got like 10 foot of cord that I can just undo the bungee, feed it through. And we got an extension cord off the side of the truck. So, laid my tools out. I moved all of my retractable ratchet straps up here. Just used some nice plumbing strap and self-tap and screwed it into the wall. All my retractable ratchet straps are up there for drive shafts and steering wheels and fairings. All my main and most common air fittings and my glad hands are in the top drawer. Tried to keep it as organized as possible, but the way the drawers lay out, you can't do it as perfect as I would want it to, because you got shallow and then deep drawers. But some wrenches and the other stuff that I don't use so often, and then all my driveline tools right here. Coming down, wrenches, pliers, channel locks, fit them all, screwdrivers, electrical, and then junk drawer, toilet bowl wax rings. Somebody leave a comment and tell me why we carry those. I'll tell you if you're right or not. And then extra cans of butane, propane. So we carry, this cracks me up. The rotation lists we're on require us to carry bolt cutters. Cool, so we carry bolt cutters. We have to carry bolt cutters, but we're not allowed, like we're allowed to, but it doesn't count if we carry a grinder with a cutoff saw.
Weird.
We have to have bolt cutters. A grinder with a cutoff saw or a K12 rescue saw. We carry both of those. But by gosh, you're not going to pass the record inspection if you don't have a pair of bolt cutters. And then of course my lawn chairs. Because, you know, I have this fancy patch right here that tells me, see that manager part?
Manager status.
Yeah, that means when we show up, I kick out my lawn chair and I point my finger and tell you guys what to do.
You know, he says this, but I've never seen this man in a lawn chair on scene.
There you go.
Like, when there's really nothing to do.
Yeah.
But he never sits there when everybody's working.
So it comes to chains now. They gave me a really good chain kit. So we got the 1/2-inch 5-footers with the frame hooks. All you guys that were in my comments going, I need to get the Miller frame hooks. I got them.
Got him.
So just got to buy a new truck and they'll come for free. So got that. Got some 1/2-inch. I think these are 10-footers. Yeah, half-inch grade 110 footers. I got half-inch grade 120 footers. They're all labeled, and then of course I have a label chart here to tell me, mostly to tell the new guys. I tell them blue hook or red hook, and then they even dumb it down for you. Blue hook's grade 100, red hooks are grade 80. So really good chain kit. I really like the kit they gave us.
That's nice though.
Yeah,
Like that's really
I like
nice.
having the car because, like I said, yeah, I was right. 11,600 pounds working load limit on a 5-inch cable. So that's what our trucks run is 5/8, and then their actually braking strength is 41,200. Now you don't want to be pushing that braking strength, but some people do. Whatever. I like to run snatch blocks. Snatch blocks make your truck happy. I've taken a couple classes where they stress snatch blocks, snatch blocks, snatch blocks. They explain it to you, and I agree. Snatch blocks make your truck happy. So you can definitely tell a difference when you're using them and when you're not. And last and final door, we have all the other forks. So I got spring hanger forks, my mid heights, my wide ones, my spacers. Those are the Gillig pins down there in the bottom left. And then of course I have my C clamps up there on the left that we use to strap bearings, and then some extra cribbing and a height stick, because sometimes when you get down, I had to go pick up a boom truck or a bucket truck down in Arkansas, and I'm up here, around here, I pretty much know where I can and can't go when I'm a little tall, like towing a bucket truck or something like that. But when I'm in Arkansas, I don't know. So carrying the height stick's real nice to be able to measure us, let us know, hey, get under 14 feet, we should be all right. So aside from that, that's pretty much it. Open the hood up here and show you the Cummins versus Shane's little pack car. It's a cute little pack car. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna be completely honest. 100% honesty here. I don't like the way Shane's truck drives. So I was really leery about taking the Peterbilt because I don't like the way Shane's truck drives. But I'm convinced that it's because of his engine. That pack car is so snappy and so quick to when you go to shift. It's really quick to kick on the jakes. Really, it's just, I just don't really care for the way it drives. This one, I have zero complaints on the way it drives. It's comfortability, it's quiet, it's smooth riding, it shifts great, and I think a lot of that comes because of the Cummins. So it's got a 5 1/4 Cummins in it. It's so 525 horsepower for those of you that don't know. I have to check the torque. Torque is 1,850 foot-pounds. So that's 1,000 RPM. So she pulls good. She runs good. She's nice and pretty and new. She's starting to get dirty. That's pretty much it. They did give us, this one does have a PTO override on it as well. So if for some reason I lose my transmission PTO and my hydraulics, I can come up here and at least get my boom down and out of the situation that we're in. So aside from that, we got big plans. Ideally, both of these trucks are going to get drop visors and window chops and get all pretty, get some more lights added to them. I really want to look at getting air cleaner lights, and then of course lighting up here and chicken lights down the side of the cab, because the cab's kind of quiet or dark at night. So, but all in all, it's a gorgeous truck. It's a nice truck. I enjoy driving it, and I'm ready to just get out and do some jobs with it. I've only done a couple with it. So took a UPS truck to Owensboro the other night. That was nice. Rode good. So no complaints there. Still not a Kenworth though. It'll never be a Kenworth.
Never.
Maybe next time.